Hey, Andy here, welcoming you back to VR News Today, your weekly dose of cool new VR and AR news. This past week has been a bit light on hardware news, so this time we'll focus mostly on games. But as always, out of respect for your time, let's jump straight in. I got the chance to play an early beta of Hubris, a very unique looking VR action-adventure game set in a sci-fi universe, where you have to survive the harsh environment you find yourself in. You'll be able to craft weapons, control vehicles and other machinery, as well as climb, swim, jump and so much more. Now, due to an embargo I agreed to, I'm not allowed to show you anything other than the trailer before October 1st, but make sure you're subscribed and you've clicked that notification bell to get a ping when I release the gameplay video. Hubris is set to launch in the first half of 2022 on Steam VR, and I for one am definitely excited for it. Quirky VR party game Loco Dojo is coming to Oculus Quest on October 7th, and it will support cross-buy, so if you've already bought the game for Rift, then you'll get it free of charge on your Quest. Take turns spinning the dice wheel, move across the game board, and launch one of the 16 trials in which you'll compete with your rivals to prove yourself. You can play this with up to 3 friends or others online, and it looks like a ton of fun. Zero Caliber Reloaded launches its first of many upcoming major updates. Even though it had a bit of a rocky launch on the Quest platform, the devs have continuously worked on it to improve everything from graphics to enemy AI and much more. This time, the game will bring a new survival mode where you can go solo or co-op with up to 4 players in total to survive waves of enemies. Everyone starts with just a basic pistol, and you'll get upgraded gear and weapons via supply drops as you clear more and more waves. It will feature 2 maps, Critical Mass, which will have you defending a nuclear bomb, and the VIP, where your task will be to protect and keep Bob alive. I've honestly had a ton of fun in the game even before all of the fixes and updates, so I can't wait to explore this new mode. Single-player roguelite Sweet Surrender is coming to Oculus and Steam in just a few days. I personally really like the comic book style graphics in VR games, so I look forward to it. You'll be tasked with getting to the top of the Mega Tower by going through teams of robots that won't be happy at all to see you. But thankfully, you'll be able to use a range of weapons, explosives and melee weapons to make it. Being a roguelite means that everything is procedurally generated, so it will look different every time, which is always great for replayability. The game is set to release September 30th for $25 on Quest, Rift and Steam VR. Whether you're a regular Rec Room player or have never tried it before, they've just announced a new mode that you should be excited for, especially since the game is completely free. The developers have released some news during RecCon, a 3-day celebration where the team revealed that a new Rec Rally mode is coming to the game on September 29th. You'll be able to compete with 5 other players in fast-paced races, and even have a second player riding in tandem to help you ensure no one dares to pass by. Are you excited for this mode? Let me know in the comments, because I'm definitely jumping in as soon as it's released. One of my favorite VR games ever, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, finally launches the free Aftershocks update, which introduces new missions and of course better weapons and tools to help you survive the tougher battles that lie ahead. The developers said Aftershocks was designed as a thank you to the fans that have supported them so far, which is great to hear since the update adds another 6 to 8 hours of new story to the main campaign, making the game even more worth the higher price tag. Although for me it was already 100% worth it due to the extremely high level of polish and great mechanics. And now some great news for those of you who love a great deal. Fanatical brings us the VR Thrills bundle, which offers 3 games for only €4 or 7 games for €8. The included games are Fantastic Contraption, Zing and Starbear Taxi for the first tier, and an additional 4 games consisting of Groundhog Day, Hello Puppets, Skyworld and Traffic Jams for tier 2. If you think you'd enjoy even just 2 or 3 of these games, then the price is definitely worth it. The only thing to mention is that all of these are Steam VR games, so you will need a PC to play them. I've left a link in the description if you're interested in checking out the bundle. And to continue with some more good news, Resident Evil 4 VR finally has a launch date and some new exclusive gameplay footage. It launches on October 21st, so in less than a month. In case you haven't heard, it's a full remake of the original RE4, adapted to the VR medium with motion controls, new animations, and of course a new first-person view instead of the third-person one in the original release. Moving on to another release with a ton of potential, VR survival adventure Song in the Smoke is coming out next week on October 7th. I for one am super excited for this one, maybe even more than Resident Evil, because we don't really have a game like it on standalone Quest, and even on PC, games like The Forest aren't yet at the mechanics level of a native VR game, so I look forward to it. The DecaGear is a PC VR headset set to ship their first batch in Q4 of this year, with features such as full face tracking, hip-based locomotion through their DecaMove attachment, and full finger tracking. The company behind it has just revealed their newly redesigned DecaGear Controllers, which no longer feature the initial Oculus-like ring tracking, instead presumably using the orb you see at the bottom for that purpose. And they definitely look more comfortable and ergonomic, but I guess we'll just have to see how good the tracking actually is. I hope I'll be able to get my hands on the headset and the controllers to thoroughly test them out and let you know if they're worth it. Now, I'm not big on leaks, especially ones that don't show any real pictures or proof, but this one is quite interesting. A new Oculus Quest controller design has surfaced in a couple of screenshots from what appears to be a Facebook Workplace internal video conference. And they're quite different to what we've seen so far. Because while Secretlab is a hardware codename that was present in the Quest firmware ever since August of 2020, all we were able to see so far were renders. The new controllers feature 3 cameras instead of the usual tracking ring, so it looks like Facebook might actually go with inside-out tracking for both the headset and the controllers, which is an interesting implementation. Allegedly, the future headset will feature a 4K 120fps RGB camera for full color pass-through and MR applications, as well as 2 new cameras with laser constellation projection that suggest the controller could locate itself relative to the projected pattern. Reddit user Samulia has also mentioned the controllers will have precise finger position sensing and haptics in the trigger as well, similar to the PS5's DualSense. We've also seen references to face and eye tracking in the public Quest firmware, so this potential Quest Pro is looking like a really interesting future release. Do you think it's possible that they'll release it during Facebook Connect this year? Let's talk about it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon. Cheers!